Beware the fury of a patient man. John Dryden. The world of a Sigma is a realm of quiet power, silent independence, and an unwavering sense of purpose. But in the shadows there lurk individuals whose sole aim is to dismantle that strength. These are the master manipulators, the cunning puppeteers who see your indomitable spirit not as admirable but as a threat. According to a psychology study, those who thrive on manipulation are often most threatened by those they can't control, and Sigmas epitomize the unconquerable. But what truly happens when evil people discover that they're dealing with a Sigma? The dynamic shifts in ways that are as chilling as they are fascinating. They engage in psychological warfare, setting traps woven with subtlety and malice, hoping to erode your resolve. Buckle up. What you're about to learn isn't just intriguing, it's a revelation into how darkness tries to consume the light and how your unshakable Sigma aura becomes the ultimate target. Number one, they keep detailed records of your interactions. Evil people who know you are a Sigma operate with an unsettling level of precision and patience. And one of their most chilling tactics is keeping detailed records of your interactions. This isn't casual note-taking or innocent recall. It's a methodical, almost obsessive cataloging of your words, habits, and decisions. They watch you intently, silently filing away anything they can twist and weaponize later. Every moment you lower your guard, every opinion you express, and every private detail you share becomes ammunition. They aren't doing this because they admire you or want to understand you better. No, their intention is far more sinister. They're building an arsenal, a psychological case they can unleash at the perfect time to inflict the most damage. Maybe it's a private conversation they plan to take out of context, or perhaps it's an old promise you made that they'll use to paint you as unreliable or hypocritical. The point is they're assembling a narrative, one that aims to bring your strength crashing down. The truly unnerving part is how long they're willing to wait. Evil people have no problem staying in your orbit, feigning politeness or even pretending to admire you just to collect more of these supposed receipts. Their patience isn't about respect, but about control. They thrive on the idea of having power over you, waiting for the day they can release these distortions and watch the fallout. It's not always a sudden strike. Sometimes it's a drip feed of accusations meant to slowly erode your credibility. What makes this tactic exceptionally dangerous is how it forces you to constantly monitor yourself, knowing that every word could be twisted later. It's a psychological game, one where they attempt to dominate your peace with their persistent shadows. Number two, they position themselves as the hero of your story. Evil people often try to position themselves as the hero of your story, and their intentions are anything but noble. When they realize you're a Sigma, independent and self-sufficient, they feel a pressing need to knock you down a peg. To do that, they craft an illusion where they become the savior, the one who knows better and who can fix or guide you. It's a twisted power play, one that feeds their ego and erodes your autonomy. They do this in subtle, calculated ways. They might step in uninvited, offering advice or solutions that you never asked for, framing it as if your life would crumble without their intervention. The goal is to make you feel inadequate, planting seeds of doubt about your own capabilities. They thrive on creating a narrative where you're seen as lost or misguided, and only their influence can bring you back on track. It's a deceptive strategy that seeks to paint your strength and independence as a flaw that needs their correction. They'll talk about you to others, emphasizing how much help you need or how much they've done for you, making themselves seem essential and irreplaceable. They carefully weave a story where they're the wise and caring figure, while you're portrayed as someone who would be helpless or misguided without their intervention. It's an underhanded way of asserting dominance, turning your autonomy into a perceived weakness. This tactic is deeply manipulative. It aims to strip away your confidence and reshape the way others perceive you. Their satisfaction comes from placing themselves on a pedestal, from feeling that they're in control of your story. All the while, they're feeding a fantasy that they are indispensable, when in reality they fear the independence you naturally embody. Number three, they gaslight you about your own strengths. Evil people have a knack for psychological manipulation, and one of their most cunning moves is gaslighting you about your own strengths. When they realize you're a Sigma, confident, self-reliant, and unshakably independent, it triggers a deep sense of insecurity in them. To gain the upper hand, they try to make you question the very traits that set you apart. They don't confront your strengths outright because they know that would be ineffective. Instead, they launch subtle attacks, wrapping their words in concern or disguised empathy. They might say things like, being too independent can be a sign of running from something, or you always seem so guarded. Are you sure you're not afraid to open up? These remarks are designed to sound reasonable, even caring, but their true purpose is to make you doubt yourself. Their tactics dig deep, especially when they suggest that your independence is a cover for weakness or trauma. They paint your self-reliance as a coping mechanism rather than a conscious choice, hoping to chip away at your confidence. The goal is to make you second-guess your actions, wondering if your strength is actually a flaw. If you start questioning your instincts, they win a small victory in their quest to destabilize your resolve. What makes this manipulation even more damaging is how personal it feels. They target what defines you, your core identity as a sigma, turning your self-assuredness into a question mark. This isn't about constructive feedback or genuine concern. It's a calculated effort to weaken you from within. By making you doubt the very traits that make you resilient and self-sufficient, they aim to control you, exploiting any flicker of uncertainty to gain power over your mind and your decisions. Number 4, they build conspiratorial alliances. Evil people often feel deeply threatened by the presence of a sigma. Your independence, unyielding confidence, and refusal to conform strike fear into those who crave control and dominance. To counter your presence, they build conspiratorial alliances, using manipulation and deceit to form strategic bonds with others who are either naive to their intentions or equally threatened by your strength. These alliances are rarely formed out in the open. Instead, they take root quietly with whispered conversations, shared grievances, and carefully curated half-truths. These individuals know that their power is amplified when they operate as a group, feeding off each other's insecurity and fear of your self-sufficiency. They plot in the shadows, pooling their influence and resources to craft plans aimed at isolating or discrediting you. Maybe it's rumors seeded into your social or professional circles, or perhaps it's collective efforts to exclude you from opportunities. Their strategies aren't rash. They are meticulous, calculated, and painfully deliberate. The worst part is that these alliances often disguise themselves as friendships or support networks, fooling unsuspecting people into taking part in their agenda. They may frame their actions as concern for the greater good, making it seem like their intentions are noble. Meanwhile, the ultimate goal is simple: to weaken your influence, to fracture the unshakable self-reliance that makes you so powerful. These conspiratorial efforts can feel like psychological warfare. They aim to make you question your reality, to feel as though you're up against a force that is difficult to confront. Yet, what they fail to grasp is that sigmas thrive in adversity. Their alliances might succeed in creating turbulence, but the silent strength of a sigma isn't easily dismantled, and the more pressure they apply, the more resilient you become. Number 5, they mirror your behaviors to disarm you. Evil people can be incredibly cunning, and one of the most deceptive tactics they use against sigmas is mirroring your behaviors. When they sense your strength and unshakable independence, they see an opportunity to manipulate, not by attacking directly, but by pretending to be just like you. They study your mannerisms, adopt your communication style, and even echo your values and perspectives, all to create a false sense of familiarity and trust. This isn't a harmless act of admiration. Their mirroring is a psychological ploy meant to disarm you. By making you feel that you've found someone who truly gets you, they hope you'll let your guard down. You may find yourself thinking, finally, someone who understands, or feeling a rare sense of connection, which is precisely what they want. They exploit your openness, your desire to be around people who match your energy and values, to draw you closer and learn your vulnerabilities. The disturbing part is that this imitation can feel so genuine that it's almost impossible to detect until it's too late. They listen carefully, memorize your stories, and respond with the same measured calm or independent spirit that you project. But behind this imitation lies a darker agenda. Once they've gained your trust, they twist the narrative, using everything they learned about you to attack your character or undermine your intentions. Their betrayal stings because it feels personal. You're left wondering how someone who seemed so in sync with you could suddenly flip, weaponizing the very trust you extended. The emotional impact of their actions can be disorienting, making you question your judgment and your ability to see people for who they truly are. But recognizing the pattern is key. Their game may be clever, but it's still a tactic, and your awareness can break the illusion. Number 6, they attempt to publicly undermine your credibility. Evil people are strategic in their attempts to bring down a Sigma, often resorting to public sabotage. Your self-reliance and strong-willed nature pose a significant threat to those who crave control or feel inferior. Rather than confront you directly, they work behind the scenes, plotting to undermine your credibility in front of others. Their attacks aren't random, they are carefully orchestrated assaults, designed to erode trust in your character. They often use half-truths and cleverly spun narratives. Maybe they take something you said out of context or weave a story that combines real events with blatant lies, just enough to create doubt in people's minds. They know that outright fabrications can be refuted, so they lace their claims with a sliver of authenticity, making them more believable. Their goal is to sow seeds of suspicion and watch as your hard-earned reputation becomes vulnerable to scrutiny. These tactics are frequently executed in public settings. It could be in a meeting where they innocently question your competence, implying you're less reliable than you are, or perhaps they make offhanded remarks that paint you in a negative light while pretending to be concerned. Their approach is insidious because it forces you into a defensive position, making you appear reactive or even guilty when you try to defend yourself. What's truly vile about their actions is the satisfaction they derive from your social downfall. To them, your loss of credibility is a victory, a twisted form of validation that proves they've managed to weaken what they perceive as a threat. Yet, as a Sigma, your resilience isn't easily shattered. The strength they try so desperately to undermine is precisely what enables you to rise above their schemes, often emerging even stronger in the aftermath. Number 7, they try to create emotional chaos. Evil people are deeply unnerved by a Sigma's emotional stability. The calm, collected way you handle life's challenges makes them feel powerless, so they devise ways to break that steadiness. They aim to create emotional chaos around you, carefully constructing drama to shatter your serene state and force you into emotional turmoil. Their methods are not random or impulsive. Instead, they plan meticulously, understanding that to truly unsettle you, they have to be strategic. They may provoke arguments among your friends or stir conflict in your workplace, all while ensuring their hands appear clean. Sometimes they act like instigators, subtly nudging others into conflict, planting rumors or exaggerating misunderstandings to create a web of tension. The chaos they generate can spread quickly, leaving everyone on edge and hoping to trap you in its storm. Their tactics are designed to exhaust and destabilize you. They want to strip away the emotional strength that keeps you grounded and focused. In their twisted minds, if they can make you react emotionally, they believe they've won. Watching you struggle in a chaotic environment, one they've manufactured, gives them a perverse sense of accomplishment. But these situations test more than just your patience. They challenge your ability to maintain your poise when everything around you feels intentionally unsettled. Evil individuals hope you'll crack, show weakness, or lose your composure, believing it would prove that your strength was a facade all along. Yet they underestimate the depth of your self-control. Even when surrounded by drama, a Sigma's resolve is not easily broken. You can see through the chaos, understand the manipulation behind it, and maintain your emotional strength. Their schemes may rattle the environment, but your stability is a fortress they rarely succeed in breaching. Number 8, they exploit every hint of your vulnerability. Evil people are masters of observation, and when it comes to Sigmas, they're constantly on the lookout for any trace of vulnerability. No matter how guarded and composed you are, they scrutinize every interaction, every small moment, hoping to detect even the slightest chink in your armor. Sigmas typically project an unbreakable presence, a mix of confidence and emotional resilience that makes it difficult for others to find leverage. But evil people thrive on exploitation and manipulation, and they understand that even the smallest crack can be used as an entry point. Their tactics are relentless once they identify a weakness. It could be something as seemingly insignificant as a sensitive topic you avoid discussing, or a fleeting moment of doubt you let slip. They latch onto it, using that vulnerability as a weapon to destabilize you. Their approach might be subtle, such as casually bringing up your insecurities in conversations or spreading rumors that exploit your sensitivities. Or they may become more aggressive, using your vulnerabilities to undermine you in ways that make you question your strength. They often disguise their attacks as concern or even empathy, making it hard to call out their behavior without appearing paranoid or defensive. This insidious strategy is designed to erode your confidence and make you feel exposed, as though your protective shell has been compromised. The goal is to shake the unyielding presence you're known for, to make you feel vulnerable and less in control. However, what evil people don't fully grasp is that Sigmas possess an extraordinary ability to adapt and learn from adversity. When you become aware of their attempts to exploit your weaknesses, you don't just patch the cracks. You fortify your defenses, using each experience as a lesson to become even more impenetrable. Their relentless efforts may momentarily throw you off balance, but they ultimately fail to diminish your core strength. Number 9, they spread whispered rumors about your past. Evil people are expert manipulators, and one of the ways they attempt to tear down a Sigma is by digging into your past. They seek out any detail, no matter how small or irrelevant, and twist it into a larger-than-life story designed to undermine your credibility and destabilize your composed image. Whether it's an old mistake, a moment of weakness, or even a fabricated rumor, they take what they can find and blow it out of proportion. Their goal is simple: to make you seem less than who you've worked so hard to become. These whispered rumors aren't meant to be direct attacks. Instead, they spread like a virus, quietly infiltrating your social circles, professional environment, or community. People hear fragments of your past, twisted out of context, and slowly the story takes on a life of its own. They may tell others that you once made a questionable decision, insinuate that your past was full of mistakes, or suggest that you're hiding something dark and unspoken. The more they talk, the more people start to question your integrity, even if they've never seen the evidence of your past behavior. In their minds, if they can tarnish your image, make people see you as flawed, untrustworthy, or unstable, it will create cracks in the unshakable persona you've built. They hope that by focusing on the past, they can distract others from the powerful, self-assured version of yourself that you've become. What they fail to understand is that the Sigma's past, no matter how dark or messy, doesn't define them. You've moved beyond it. Your strength lies in your growth, your ability to learn from mistakes, and your refusal to be chained to old narratives. These attacks are an attempt to drag you down, to make you feel the weight of the past that you've already shed. But the Sigma knows that the past can only control you if you let it. Their whispers may spread, but your resilience and ability to stay grounded will always speak louder than the hollow stories they try to create. Number 10, they attempt to isolate you from support system. Evil people are always looking for ways to break down the power of a Sigma, and they understand that your strength doesn't just come from being self-reliant. It's also rooted in your ability to form deep, meaningful connections with others. Those relationships provide you with an invaluable support system, friends, family, colleagues, who help keep you grounded and focused. This is why evil individuals target these connections, attempting to isolate you from your allies in order to weaken your resolve. Their methods are insidious and often take time to manifest. They might start by subtly sowing seeds of doubt about the people closest to you, planting small rumors or making offhand comments that question the intentions of your friends or colleagues. They may exploit moments of tension or conflict within your relationships, magnifying them and presenting them as irreconcilable differences. The goal is always the same: to make you feel like you're alone or that those around you can't be trusted. As the isolation begins, the Sigma's strength starts to be tested. Evil people count on this weakening of your support system to make you feel vulnerable and unprotected. With no one to confide in, no trusted allies to turn to, you might begin to feel disconnected or start questioning your own judgment. They want you to feel like you're fighting battles alone, that the very people you thought had your back are no longer there for you. What they fail to realize is that Sigmas have a unique ability to stand strong even when isolated. While connections are important, a Sigma's inner strength, sense of purpose, and unwavering self-belief are not dependent on the approval or support of others. In fact, when isolated, a Sigma becomes even more focused, more strategic, and more dangerous. The attempt to isolate you may succeed momentarily, but it can never break the core of who you are. In the end, evil people are only fooling themselves if they think they can use isolation as a tool to diminish your power. Number 11, they use passive-aggressive insults disguised as compliments. Evil people are often too cowardly to confront a Sigma head-on, knowing that their attempts at direct aggression would be futile. Instead, they choose a more insidious approach, passive-aggressive insults disguised as compliments. These backhanded remarks are carefully crafted to appear flattering on the surface, but underneath, they are designed to hurt. They cloak their venom in sugar-coated words, offering compliments that seem genuine but are laced with subtle jabs meant to destabilize you. For instance, they might say, "You've done so well for someone who doesn't usually take risks," or, "I'm surprised you handled that so well. I didn't expect it from you." On the surface, these statements seem complimentary, as though they're acknowledging your strengths. But dig deeper, and you'll see that they're subtly undermining your abilities. The first tries to diminish your accomplishments by implying you're not capable of taking risks, while the second doubts your competence, suggesting that others don't expect much from you. These passive-aggressive remarks aren't meant to provoke an immediate response. Instead, they're calculated to linger in your mind, silently eroding your confidence. Over time, if left unchecked, they begin to chip away at your self-assurance, planting seeds of self-doubt that can be hard to dismiss. The goal is to make you question your worth, your abilities, and your decisions without ever making them seem overtly hostile. What evil people fail to realize is that Sigmas are hyper-aware of these subtle tactics. You can see through their insincerity and recognize when someone is trying to manipulate you. Their poisoned words may sting in the moment, but they can never truly penetrate the core of your self-belief. In the end, their attempt to sow doubt only reveals their insecurity and weakness, not yours. Sigmas don't need validation from others, and no amount of backhanded compliments can shake the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing your worth. Number 12, they challenge you in public for validation. When evil people recognize the strength and composure of a Sigma, one of their most desperate tactics is to challenge you publicly, hoping to provoke a reaction. This isn't about engaging in a meaningful conversation or having a genuine debate. It's a calculated attempt to draw you into an emotional response. They want to make you look weak or reactive in front of others, feeding their fragile ego in the process. It's not about winning an argument or proving a point, it's about asserting dominance by making you seem less controlled, less composed, and more prone to losing your cool. This tactic often plays out in group settings where the spotlight is on you and they see an opportunity to undermine your authority or self-confidence. They might ask pointed questions or make provocative comments designed to push your buttons. Their goal is simple: to get you to engage in a way that shows vulnerability, making them appear as though they have the upper hand. What they fail to understand is that Sigmas don't seek validation from others, especially not from those who play petty games for attention. They are immune to the need for external approval because their strength is rooted in self-assurance. So, when these individuals challenge a Sigma publicly, they only expose their own insecurities. The Sigma knows that reacting to their bait would only empower them, so instead they remain calm, unshaken, and unaffected by the provocation. By not giving in to their challenge, Sigmas send a powerful message that their worth cannot be defined by public validation or the manipulation of others. Their true power lies in their ability to stay centered, no matter the situation. So while the person trying to provoke them may walk away feeling like they won, in reality, they've only shown their weakness in attempting to draw the Sigma into a game they will never win. In a world where strength is often misunderstood, Sigmas stand apart, independent, self-reliant, and unshakable in their sense of self. But this unique power attracts envy, and evil people will stop at nothing to undermine what they cannot control. Their tactics are cunning, subtle, and designed to weaken your resolve by targeting your relationships, your reputation, and even your confidence. They try to isolate you, undermine your credibility, and plant seeds of self-doubt, hoping that if they can shake your foundation, they can defeat you. However, what they fail to comprehend is that the Sigma's strength isn't just external, it's rooted deep within. It is born from an inner resilience that no amount of manipulation can break. Sigmas are not defined by the people they associate with, the reputation others try to tarnish, or the petty games people play to trip them up. They are defined by their unyielding will, their relentless pursuit of personal growth, and their ability to adapt and thrive no matter the circumstances. So while evil people may continue to try and exploit your vulnerabilities or orchestrate chaos in your life, they will never succeed in breaking you. They can whisper rumors, try to isolate you, or undermine your every move, but they'll never truly touch the essence of who you are. Your strength is far too deep, your resolve far too strong, and your understanding of self far too unwavering to ever be swayed by their petty tactics. In the end, their efforts only highlight their own insecurity and fear. They know they can't match your strength, and that's exactly why they try to bring you down. But rest assured, no matter how hard they try, a Sigma's power is eternal, because it comes from within, and nothing, no one, can ever take that away. If you found this deep dive into the mind games evil people play against Sigmas intriguing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss more powerful insights like this that expose the hidden truths of human behavior and unlock the secrets to mastering your own life. Hit that subscribe button, join the community, and let's keep growing stronger together. Stay ahead, stay focused, and stay Sigma. I will see you in the next video.